Alright, so I picked this little gem up from well, technically a private sale, but it was from an establishment. They told me that the brakes were perfectly fine. The only thing they had to do was charge the air conditioning. We settled on a price, and when I showed up, they told me they needed over $300 from me to fix the air conditioner before they could sell it to me. And no, so I'll take it as it is. I'll do that stuff. Well, if you bring the compressor in, we'll put it on for you. I'm like, nah, that's good. We'll figure it out. So it's got this is a '94 Chrysler Concorde. It is in great shape, very low mileage for what it is. But it's got the automatic temperature control on it, and you're able to pull the codes from that. And it told me it was a blend door and then a communication error with the head of the temperature control unit. But also, when you run the diagnostics, it attempts to reset the unit, and it did exactly that. There is nothing wrong with the air conditioner compressor. The blend door was stuck in heat mode, and right now it's not stuck. It's working perfectly fine. So that would have been $300 and something that I would have left behind for a repair that it didn't need. The other thing too is they told me the brakes were perfectly fine, and took my son out to a little driver training in this car, and I could hear it grinding in the front right side. And I take the wheel off, and looking, I'm like, oh, that's worn right there. What's going on? I mean, it's not worn on the backside. It's a close look at the pads. The pads are in great shape. Both the outboard and inboard pads are perfectly fine. You can see in there. But what we have an issue is whoever put the pads on the car. We'll go on the bottom here. You can see the ear of the pad goes over the caliper mounting assembly. I don't know what you want to call it. But on top, if you look at the ears, they're not on the outside, they're on the inside. So it's causing the caliper, which is this part here, to ride on the outside of the rotor. So I don't know who did the brakes on the car. It was from an older couple. Did they have the very garage that I purchased it from? Did they have them do the brakes? Or someone else? I mean, I don't think that they did the brakes. But in either case, I'm glad that I know something. As many times as I wish I didn't have to go under my own vehicles. It's situations such as this that I find it hard to trust just anyone going underneath the car. I mean, humans, they make mistakes. I've made mistakes throughout my life with working on the vehicles. Oh, and another issue with the car too is it needed a transmission mount. If you know anything about these Concords, they're a front-wheel drive with a longitudinally mounted motor. So in other words, the motor's in the car front to back rather than sideways. So the transmission mount was bad on it too. So it cost me about $20 for the mount and about 2 hours of my time. But it gave me an opportunity to work under the car and look around and scout out any other repairs I might have to do. But I'm going to take this apart and fix that pad and one more problem down.